years I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stop.
Hey shooters, welcome back to the Shooters Resource Channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Shadow Systems XR920. We'll be comparing it to the Glock 19 to determine, is the Shadow System worth the added cost? Before we get started, go ahead and take a second, hit that like and subscribe button, support the channel. Alright shooters, first up we're going to run both guns for a couple build drills just for a warm up. So first shots of the day, might not be my fastest times. Let's just see with a warm up and quick build drill, which one does better putting shots on target in the least amount of time. It was in 2.64 seconds. Looks like I kept everything right there, pretty center mass. This one would count still in the 0 zone, but this one would be right outside. So not too bad for the first group on the Shadow System. Let's see how we do with the Glock. Alright shooters, that one was in 2.61, so the last one was in 2.64, so pretty much identical run times. And looks like I kept all of them with the actual Glock inside the 0 zone, because this one was from the Shadow System. So I would say that it's about a tie. Again, just a warm-up group, so both shot really well. Alright shooters, let's look at the guns here. So the Shadow System performed really well out on the range, and I want to start out by talking about just a few of the actual cons, and then we'll see if we can justify them with the added features. When I say cons, it's mainly cons compared to just the traditional Glock platform. So I'll go ahead and talk about the first very obvious con is the difference in price. So on average, you're going to be paying about $200 to $250 more for a Shadow Systems versus your standard Glock. I found that I could find the Combat version, which is what you're seeing here today, online for about $800, and I've seen that about the same in my local gun stores. You might get them for $820 or whatever, whereas a brand new Gen 5 Glock 19, you know, it goes around that 600, low 600 range or so. So yeah, $200 to $250 depending on models and what your local price range is. Yeah, you can get sometimes you can get them used for cheaper, but just on average a couple $100. The other cons that we've got going on is the Shadow System is based on a legacy Glock platform. It's not the Gen 5. You see you've got the 2 pins here, but more importantly, the slide release is not ambidextrous. For me, I'm a right-hand shooter. It doesn't bother me if I'm shooting weak hand and I have to release the slide. I just go over the top and I'm good to go. But for those of you that are left-handed, you know, this is right hand only. There is one more con. So the other thing I didn't appreciate about the Shadow System is you're getting 2 Magpul mags with the Shadow Systems. Magpul mags work all right. I've run thousands of rounds through Magpul Glock mags. They work fine. I do trust the traditional Glock mags a little better. That have the metal liner and they just seem to be a little better quality. But you're only getting 2, whereas with the Gen 5 Glocks, you're going to get 3 mags. And again, you're going to get those factory Glock mags. But all in all, those are pretty much the only cons. Now, when we look at why you might want to pay a couple $100 more for a Shadow System, there's a few reasons. I won't lie to you and say that performance was just outlandishly better with the Shadow Systems. They really ran neck and neck. The Shadow Systems might be a little bit better. I do have a lot of rounds through this Glock. It's really broken in. I'm very comfortable with this Glock 19. It's the same one that you see I do all of my comparison videos where I'm comparing other guns to the Glock platform. But this is a great Glock 19, does a great job. It's a little more broken in than the Shadow Systems, but all in all, I would say that the Shadow Systems slightly out-edged the Glock. All right, shooters. Looks like I did that in 14.8 seconds. Accuracy wasn't horrible. If we look at this one, I did get a 3 and a couple down ones and then a down one on my headshot. This one was much more aligned to just 2 down ones and a down one on my headshot. So that was with the Shadow System. Let's see how well we can do it with the Glock 19. All right, shooters, looks like that time was just a little bit faster at 13.9. And let's see how accuracy did. So looks like overall I was down 3. This one is going to count for that headshot. Down 3. And on this one, looks like I got another +3. And down 1, 2. Oh, and another +3. Then down 1. I'm going to be honest. This target right here, from this angle, is tough to get around. It's tough to get around and make that shot. So that's why I'm getting some of those +3s on there and trying to keep my time up. I could probably slow it down and make a lot better shot. In a competition world, that'd probably be best. In a defensive world, I don't know, it just depends on the situation. Now, it does have a match grade spiral fluted barrel. I did not see any noticeable, like, magnificently more accuracy out of the spiral fluted barrel, the match grade spiral fluted barrel. I did notice that the weight is less, and some of that is due to the barrel being fluted, as well as just some of the material taken out of different portions of the gun. So if I go ahead and I take this Goodwill drug dealer scale that I purchased for a couple bucks and I put my Shadow Systems on it, you can see we're right at 1.6.2 ounce, 1 pound 6.2 ounces. And when we place the Glock on there, oh, that's got the mag in it. Let me go ahead and take the mag out. That way everything's equal. We're at 1.83. And notice that this is your Glock 45 size gun, meaning it's got a 17 round magazine, so a little bit longer grip than the Glock 19 we've got on the scale right now, and it's still 2 ounces lighter. And why is that? Again, the barrel spiral fluted, and then the slide has a lot more material removed, and there's probably slightly less material on the polymer as well, minus the longer grip. All right, shooters, next up we want to check accuracy. I'm going to do a 5-shot group with each one of the guns at 10 yards off hands. The Shadow System does have a match grade barrel, so we'll see if that gives it a leg up. It also has probably a little bit of a better trigger. I'm going to start out with the Glock 19 since I started with the Shadow System first last time. That first group was 10 yards with the Glock 19. Let's see how we did. All right, that's a pretty tight group right there. That's less than 1 inch at 10 yards, so that's going to be hard to beat with the Shadow Systems. I think that maybe maybe I just got lucky and shot really well that group. That's one of my better groups with the Glock 19. All right, shooters, that was another great group at 10 yards with the Shadow System. Looks like I put 4 of them in about the same size hole as what I did with the Glock 19. I had a couple stragglers there, definitely all me. It looks like accuracy-wise, we're seeing similar performance between the two. Let's talk about ergonomics. There are a lot of ergonomic benefits compared to the traditional Glock. And a lot of the benefits are actually ones that you see a lot of people alter or pay people to alter their Glock to have. So the first thing I would say, grip texture. Hand over foot goes to the Shadow Systems. This is a sandpaper style grip. That's not overly aggressive where it's going to wear on you if you're carrying the gun. So I think they did a really good job there. I wouldn't change a thing about it. The other thing is the back straps. So the back straps, there's a lot of controversy over whether the Glock angle or the 1911 style angle is the best grip angle for pistols. For me, I really don't care either way. I can shoot both platforms really good, really flat. They both point naturally for me, so I don't have that problem, but some people prefer one over the other. With the Shadow Systems, they give you different back straps that can be swapped out to change it to your grip angle preference. So that's a huge plus for a lot of people. A couple other smaller things is the mag release. This is an oversized enhanced mag release. So if you look at my Gen 5, you can see the mag release on the Shadow System is just larger. I don't have to break grip to get to it. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but all in all, I would prefer the Shadow System grip or Shadow System mag release to the standard Glock mag release. Slide serrations. Slide serrations work a lot better on the Shadow Systems. Why is that? Well, they're deeper cut than the traditional Glock, and plus they have this nice ledge right here. So even if you do slip, you're going to grab that ledge so you can do both press checks and slide racks without having to worry about losing grip like you might on the Glock. And then, some of the Gen 5 Glocks, the earlier ones like this one, the 19M, don't have front slide serrations. So, just depending on which model of Glock you buy, the front side serrations is a benefit, but really the major benefit is just the way that they're cut. You're removing material, lightening the slide, which helps with cycling it. And also, you've got deeper grooves so that you can do press checks and you can just get a better, firmer grip on that slide when you're racking the slide back. Another point on the frame is you have a thumb rest on both sides for the Shadow Systems. So that just allows you to place some leverage against muzzle flip, and it really just feels really good in the hand. A lot of folks will modify their Glock frames to have that feature. And then you also have an extended beaver tail, even when you don't have any type of larger back strap on there. So the beaver tail on this gun is much larger than what you have on a standard Glock. And that also helps provide leverage against muzzle flip. So the two of those features help with muzzle rise. And one last thing that helps with muzzle rise is you've got a much more aggressive undercut, and that allows you to get a much higher grip on the pistol, a much higher purchase, allowing you to drive the web of your hand into the extended beaver tail, and allowing you again to just cycle this gun without having to worry as much about muzzle flip. I would say for both guns, even though this gun's 2 ounces lighter, it cycled just as fast, and I had no problem running it just as fast as a standard Glock. All right, shooters, in this next drill, I've got 3 targets back here and a Barricade. I'm going to start out to these two, close to these 2 targets right behind me, and I'm going to address these 3. I'm going to finish my cover fire, do a reload, run over to this side of the Barricade, and then I'm going to do 2 shots each to the head box. So that will give us a chance to look at a little bit of accuracy with some speed combined. All right, shooters, that was in 14:20. Let's look at how we scored. So Glock 19 didn't do too bad. So I'm down 1 there. Headshots are all in. Down 0. Headshots are all in. And these 2 are when I on the draw, so that's fine. And down 1, 2. All right, not too bad. Looks like I'm down 2 or 3, 4 maybe total. Let's see how the Shadow System does. All right, shooters. That one was a little faster at 12.6 or 12.7. At least it felt a little faster. I don't remember what the other one was. Let's look at my scores. So both headshots on the first target are good. Again, these lower ones are from the draw. And then it looks like I'm down 0 there. All right, over here, got down 2. I keyholed my headshots. And right here, down 0 and got both my headshots. So the Shadow System performed really well in that one. I'll definitely give the lead to it. Now let's go back to tabletop and we'll talk about the differences between the 2 firearms. The Shadow System's trigger is definitely better than the Glock's. It's more tactile. It's made of aluminum. The trigger safety is larger and flatter. It doesn't bother my finger nearly as much as the more blade style safety of the Glock. And it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about a ½ pound lighter than the standard Glock. It doesn't feel as mushy, but yeah, it's probably, if it's not equal, it's about a ½ pound lighter. I'm fine with that. Some people might say I would prefer a lighter trigger. The problem with lighter triggers in the Glock platform is that sometimes that leads to light primer strikes when you go too light on the different trigger springs and trigger assemblies. Next up, I want to talk about the extras within the platform. So Shadow System does come with quite a few extras. The first thing is you're getting a set of nice steel sights, and that front is high vis plus it's trinium. So just the sights alone are probably worth somewhere in the neighborhood of, $70 to $100, depending on, which ones you want to go after, and you don't have to change them. You already have steel sights out of the box. And another aiming solution that Shadow Systems is giving you that is improved beyond Glock is you have an optics plate. Once you remove that optics plate, you can mount red dot optics, a lot of the popular ones, directly to the slide. So you don't need any intermediate plates. Folks are familiar with Glock MOS systems. This is not an MOS. I purposely didn't buy an MOS because many people run into problems with the MOS plate system. And then lastly, a couple other benefits to the Shadow system is you do get this nice carrying case, which is definitely above and beyond what you're getting with the traditional Glock. And you can see in here I've just got some of the extras. These are the different back straps that change the grip angle. But you also get a mag well. So, you know, that would be at least 15 to 30 bucks for a polymer mag well for your Glock. And you're already getting that with here if you choose so to run it. So I would definitely say, shooters, that you're getting your value out of the Shadow Systems. It's got a lot of the upgrades that folks are doing to their Glocks already done. If you're looking for just hand over foot performance increase, that's going to come with training, folks. There is no easy button when it comes to, you know, being able to just shoot dramatically better. The Shadow System is going to hold its own. It's never going to perform any worse than your standard Glock. It's probably going to slightly outperform it, but you're just getting a lot of nice features that folks want to do to their Glocks, including the trigger upgrades, the ergonomics, all of the milling of the slides, the optics mounting, the steel sights, and just a sharp looking pistol. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and take a second, hit that like and subscribe button, support the channel. And as always, thank you, shooters, and God bless.